Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are running a little bit behind this afternoon. It is 3:11 p.m. We assumed that the games were going to start somewhere between 4 and 5, but they pump faked us and played both JV games at the same time this afternoon. We are in the second quarter of girls varsity action. 3 minutes, 29 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Mustangs will get you up to date on the scoreboard here. The Mustangs lead it 28 now to 15. There we are, up to date. Ashton Sassy brings the ball across the timeline and sets it up for the Mustangs. You may want to zoom out just a little bit there, and as we try and get things going here, I really apologize for flying by the seat of our pants here as we get things underway. We've done this about as fast as we possibly can get up and running. 3 minutes, 13 seconds left to go second quarter. Mustangs out in front by 13, 28 to 15. Bayard crosses the timeline and sets up the offense. We'll try and get up to speed on who's on the floor here. This is number 30, Jessie Smith. That's no good. The rebound and the putback, that won't go. That's Kaylee Fiskus on the shot. Now Kenna Campbell quickly up the floor, finds Carly Hinn underneath. Carly puts it up and good for two. Two more for the Mustangs. They now lead at 30 to 15. 2:43 left to go in the second quarter. They try to go inside. They get the entry pass, but it's taken away by the Mustangs. And up the floor comes Josie Perez. Looks inside for Hinn. One dribble. Shot may have been altered a little bit. No good. And rebounded by the Bayard Tigers. A baseball pass up the floor, tipped by Perez, but coming down with it is number 32. That's Fiskus. And taken away by the Mustangs. Kenna Campbell back up the floor quickly for the Mustangs, and a timeout called on the floor by the Mustangs. Coach Randy Holbert wants to talk things over. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Mustangs lead it 30 to 15.
Putting burgers on the grill and cheese on burgers doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of smart farmers making smart decisions all along the way. We're committed, along with our dealers, to delivering the hay tools and all the other equipment you need to get the job done right. New Holland.
Well, thanks again for joining us. I apologize again for the kind of ragged start to today's game. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Here are girls varsity action at Bayard. Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs with the basketball out of the timeout. They lead at 30 to 15 in the second quarter. Ashton Sassy on the wing for Kenna Campbell. Kenna looks inside. Now she'll put it on the floor, drives baseline, leaves it inside for Hinn. Wrestling match in there for it, tied up, and it'll be Bayard Tiger basketball on the alternating possession. Let's try and do our best to get a handle on these Bayard Tigers as we go forward. Number 30, this is Jessie Smith. She hands it off to Maya Vera. Brings it up the floor. Now cross-court pass down low. Looks inside on the block. Good pass that time and good finish to Kaylee Fiskus. The senior puts it up and in for two more. Makes it 30 to 17. Now Callie Schultz into the game for the Mustangs. They go inside to Hinn. Nice look that time, and that's an easy layup for Carly Hinn. Puts that one up and good for two more Mustang points, 32 to 17. That one's taken away by Callie Schultz. 3-on-2 for the Mustangs. Schultz in over the top to Hinn. Shot up, that's no good. Tipped out of bounds by the Tigers. That's Fiskus. They'll say it went off of her, and the Mustangs maintain possession. 1:20 left to go before the half. Now into the game comes number 42. This is Liz Marker. As she comes in to take the place of Amber Willie. And now Sierra Sauer out of the game. And for the Mustangs, Schultz out and Keely Campbell in. Kenna Campbell to inbound it. They go inside for Hinn. Hinn can't get the shot to go, but she is fouled. She'll head to the free throw line. 2 free throws on the way for Carly Hinn. That foul is called on number 15. That's Kylie Stewart. And they'll say that is her second. That is the 7th team foul for the Bayard Tigers in this first half. First free throw by Hinn is up and good, makes it 33-17 with 1:19 to go before the half. Hinn lines up the second, puts it up, and that one's off the back iron, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's pulled out of there by Jessie Smith. Smith has her pass taken away inside by Ashton Sassy. Quickly ahead to Josie Perez. She tracks it down, heads for the basket. Nice move up and under, and good. 2 for Josie Perez, 35-17. So Smith brings it across the timeline and gets it across to Vera. Vera back to Smith between the circles, and back to Vera. Pass, they come down with it. Shot from the corner, that's no good. Missed the rim, jump ball, and it'll be Mustang basketball. 44.7 seconds left to go in the half. Carly Hinn heads to the bench. She'll take a breather as Callie Schultz comes back out onto the floor for the Mustangs. So Ashton Sassy leaves it for Schultz. Across to Kenna Campbell. Tried to go high post for Keely Campbell. Now she'll work it across. 2-3 zone being played by the Bayard Tigers. 28 seconds left to go. They go into Keely Campbell. Turnaround jumper. Rattles that one home for 2 more. Extends that Mustang lead to 37-17. Smith crosses the timeline. Across to Vera. Vera cross-court pass. This is Stewart. Stewart drives to the baseline, turns the corner, and she is blocked by Kenna Campbell. Kenna came in and knocked that one away. Up the floor comes Ashton Sassy. She finds Josie Perez underneath the hoop. She's fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. .1 seconds left to go in the half. 37-17. Mustangs lead it by 20. The first one is good by Josie Perez. And the second one also good. Now the Mustangs will provide some pressure to keep an easy basket at the buzzer from falling in. The Mustangs at the half lead this one 39-17.
New Holland is the undisputed leader in hay tools. We give farmers a wide range of innovative equipment that increases efficiency and productivity all year round. Because to us, smart means providing a smooth, clean cut with faster dry down, plug-free conditioning, and superior bale density. And smart means leaving less hay on the field to feed more livestock in less time. The gold standard has been raised. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
So at the half, the Mustangs lead this one 39-17. Girls varsity action between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. 9 minutes left to go in the break. We're going to step aside. We'll mute the sound here as we try and get our wits about us and get ready to bring you a little more organized second half of basketball action here from Bayard. Again, at the half, Gordon-Rushville 39 and Bayard 17. We are at halftime. Girls varsity action between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs lead this one 39-17. Working on getting some halftime statistics for you. Our very excellent student manager slash cameraman slash broadcast engineer down at the scorers table getting some halftime stats for everybody. We'll hope to have those by the time the second half starts. We've pressed Jacob into action here this afternoon as our cameraman, and bear with me as I try to talk and run the camera at the same time. That's dangerous, as you all are well aware of. Jacob's down there getting stats for us. It gives us a chance to tell you about sponsors of our broadcast here this afternoon. We know that you'll hear about them plenty through the rest of the broadcast, but make sure you say thanks to the First National Bank of Gordon, Strong Insurance, Fred A. Lockwood and Company, Gordon True Value, Hins Home Furnishings, Hins Hardware, Grocery Mart, Accountant Carol Child, Barb Share Real Estate, Sides and Milburn Ford, Essence, Modern Farm Equipment Company, and of course the Sheridan County Journal Star. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the halftime break. Mustangs out in front on this one, 39-17. Mustangs the Lady Mustangs were the only ones in action last night as they traveled to Valentine. No boys action there. The girls handily defeated the Valentine Badgers. We don't have a score on that game, but the Mustangs did emerge victorious. Back on the road here this afternoon, the road trip down to Bayard, and they've got a nice lead here at the half. Jacob back here with
these are baskets and fouls.
All right, so we'll try to decipher our scoring here. And these are baskets. That's what is that right? Okay. So let's see here as we kind of try and get things figured out. We'll work through this as we are under a minute to go. We don't have time to decipher that. We'll try and get it all pulled up for you and ready to go. Thank you very much, Jacob. I am Clint Anderson along with Jacob Grover running the camera for us during this girls' game this afternoon. We'll get back to our full crew and normal operating schedule once we get to boys varsity action. But as it is right now, we head to the third quarter. The Mustangs out in front as we get ready to start the second half. So the third quarter just ready to get underway. On the floor for the Mustangs, Kenna Campbell, Keely Campbell, Carly Hinn, Ashton Sassy, and Josie Perez. The Mustangs came down here and played the Bayard Tigers in volleyball this fall. Bayard gave them a go in the first set. They took the first set for the Mustangs, but then they were able to come back and win the final three to close it out. So Smith inbound it for the Bayard Tigers and get things underway in the second half. Heaves that pass over there. That is Kylie Stewart taking the inbounds back to Smith. Mustangs in a 1-3-1 zone. They love to trap out of this in the corners. And now Vera goes down on the baseline. That's blocked by Kenna Campbell again. That's 2 blocks by Kenna Campbell in what we've seen so far. That one tipped out of bounds by the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs will maintain possession. 7:40 to go in the third quarter. Second half just underway. Mustangs swing this around quickly. Kenna Campbell on the left wing. Now back to Perez between the circles. They work against this 2-3 zone. They go inside for Keely Campbell into the paint. Shot up. That's no good. Battled for the rebound. And that is Fiskus coming away with the rebound for Bayard. So Stewart across to Smith. Now they'll work it back around to Vera. High post that time. Tipped around and taken away, but picked back up. And that one's through the hands of Vera and out of bounds. Number 15, Kylie Stewart, we remember her well from volleyball, an outstanding volleyball player, just a freshman, 5'7" freshman, and contributing here in basketball as well. They go high post for Carly Hinn, turns, squares up, looks now over to Ashton Sassy on the wing, back inside, but that's tipped away, but picked up by Sassy with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Sassy calls for someone to come out, directs a little bit of traffic, now she'll set it up on the wing. They go high post for Hinn. She looks, kicks it out for Kenna Campbell on the wing. Thought about the three, passed it up. Josie Perez not shy about the three, and she gets it. Three-pointer by Josie Perez puts the Mustangs up 42-17. 6:25 left to go in the third quarter. Hinn goes for the steal. Smith evades the near steal, misses the shot. Now Ashton Sassy's trapped in the corner, but it's tipped out of bounds by the Bayard Tigers. Kenna Campbell brings it up the floor for the Mustangs. Comfortably out in front, 42-17. Just into the third quarter. Keely Campbell in the corner, back up top to Josie Perez. Hands that off to Hinn and heads to the basket. They'll kick it out, though, to Kenna Campbell on the opposite side. Now into the corner for Sassy. She drives baseline. She's cut off, leaves it inside for Hinn. Shot up, good. Count the basket. And a free throw coming for Carly Hinn. So 44-17. Hinn's shot off the front of the rim, no good. And it's rebounded by Vera. Ahead to Smith. Looks underneath, but taken away neatly that time by Kenna Campbell, but throws it away. Tried to get the outlet pass to Ashton Sassy. Led her just a little too much off Ashton's fingertips and out of bounds into the Bayard Tiger bench. And Bayard will get the ball back. 5:43 to go in the third quarter. And Bayard, of course, enjoying a nice new gymnasium here. 32nd timeout called by the Bayard Tigers. Gives us a chance to let you know that Fred A. Lockwood and Company goes beyond numbers. They're certified public accountants, and they are proud to sponsor the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. They're a local CPA firm providing Western Nebraska with individual, agricultural, and business tax accounting and planning services for over 50 years. They have offices in Scottsbluff, Sheridan, Mullen, and Gordon. Contact the Gordon office today at 282-1295, or you can find them downtown Gordon, Nebraska. 5:43 left to go in the third quarter. 44-17 is the score. Mustangs back out on the floor. Bayard with the ball out of bounds in front of their own bench. This will be Vera to inbound it, gets it into Smith. Smith back up to Vera on the wing, puts up the three-pointer. That one's no good, hits the support for the basket, and that'll be out of bounds. Mustang basketball. Now full court pressure put on by the Bayard Tigers. Kenna Campbell calls for some help, puts that one up, and it's taken away by Fiskus. Smith down low, shot up, and good. And that's Kylie Stewart, the freshman, laying that one in. Makes it 44-19. Mustangs quickly down the floor. Kenna Campbell drives to the hoop, and she is fouled. Kenna heads to the basket, or to the free throw line for two free throws. And the first one is up, and it is good. And they forgot to stop the clock. We ran off a bunch of time. Now we've got it remedied, as there is a mercy rule, but the Mustangs are still a few points away from invoking that. 40 points in the second half instigates the running clock. There's a takeaway by Josie Perez, slapped out of there, but Fiskus gets it back. She'll get it ahead to Vera, and now finds Smith on the left wing. Smith across to Vera, but that's taken away. Nice tip by Carly Hinn. Back to Hinn, shot up, and that won't go. Tipped out of there Ball loose on the floor. Smith's going to come up with it. Now we got a 3-on-1 at the other end. Smith drives in, and another block by Kenna Campbell. That's 3 in the short time we've been here. Third block by Kenna Campbell. Great defense that time not to draw the foul. 5:07 left to go third quarter. 45-19 is the Mustang lead. Smith to inbound the ball. Goes baseline, but that's taken away by Kenna Campbell. Now a 3-on-1 for the Mustangs. Kenna hands it off to Perez. She is blocked. Nice block that time by Stewart. Quickly ahead to Fiskus. Pull-up jumper, that won't go. Rebounded by Keely Campbell. Makes the mistake of bringing that ball down. Slapped out of there, and she travels with it. Gives it right back to the Bayard Tigers with 4:51 left to go in the third quarter. As we started to mention earlier, Bayard with a nice new gymnasium here. And nice new digs. Well done by the Bayard Public School System. Now here's the rebound quickly out ahead to Josie Perez. Perez works against Smith. Shot up, that won't go. Smith draws the foul, or commits the foul. Josie Perez will head to the free throw line. 45-19 is the score. And Josie Perez will have 2 shots coming. That is the 4th foul on Smith. First one falls in for Josie. That's her 4th point here in the second half. Now substitutions as Amber Willie, number 50, comes into the game, as does number 25. That is Maho Shinjo. We're going to take a crack at that. We didn't have a chance to go through any pronunciations. We're going to assume an exchange student. Shouldn't make that assumption, I'm sure. And there's a rebound in the putback by Carly Hinn. She's got 4 second half points, 48-19. Stewart over the top. That's tipped. Shinjo comes back down with it, though. Vera has it on the wing. She'll drive to the baseline. Goes inside to Willie. Turnaround jumper. That's another block by Campbell. Kenna Campbell with 4. And that long rebound is tracked down by Ashton Sassy. Brings it up the floor. Pass ahead. Tipped by Shinjo and out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball, but good defense that time. As the 5'5" sophomore Shinjo gets down there and disrupts the Mustangs' fast break plans. Keely Campbell and Ashton Sassy head to the bench. Rianne Ferguson into the ball game. That one's poked out of bounds and lost out of bounds. They'll say it's Bayard basketball. Callie Schultz also into the game for the Mustangs. So a couple of freshmen on the floor wearing the all-black road uniforms of the Mustangs here in the second half. High post to Willie. They look down low. Shot up and good. Count the basket. That's Liz Marker. Drew the contact and made the shot. She'll head to the free throw line for 1. 48-21 is the score. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And the free throw is good. Substitution now as Marker comes out and Shaylee Peterson into the game for Bayard. Hinn baseball pass all the way down the floor for Perez. Tracks it down. Now she'll work into the lane. Into the lane, jumper won't go. Rebound picked up by Schultz. Tries to go right back inside, but good defense that time. Now Shinjo has it. She's trapped, but she'll find Vera, who dribbles out of trouble with it and brings it across the timeline for Bayard. Mustangs look to trap. Shinjo between the circles, high post for Peterson, and that one's taken away by Kenna Campbell. Kenna opts to keep that herself. She'll bring it up the floor on her own. Goes down low for Hinn right there. Good pass. Hinn can't finish. Out of bounds off of Hinn. Bayard Tiger basketball. Carly'd love to have that one back. She was all by herself under the basket and couldn't get that one to fall. Keely Campbell heads to the scorer's table. She'll check in for Carly. Carly will get a little bit of a rest. Overa ahead to Shinjo, and nearly an over and back there. Stewart puts that one up, can't get it to fall. And now a 4-on-2 for the Mustangs. Kenna Campbell pull-up jumper. That one's short off the front of the rim. Keely Campbell's follow won't go. Ball loose on the floor. Willie comes out of there with it and finds Vera. Peterson gets it and now ahead to Stewart. Stewart drops in another one. Makes it 48-24. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. That will be lost out of bounds off of one of the Mustangs. Ashton Sassy will check back in for the Mustangs. Delenn Rodriguez, who's been in the game, will check back out now. I probably said that was Callie Schultz into the game. I apologize. That was Delenn Rodriguez the whole time in here, this last substitution. High post for Keely Campbell. Turns, squares up. Ashton Sassy finds Kenna Campbell all alone, and another missed basket by the Mustangs down underneath. And a reach-in foul called on Bayard. Give this foul to Shinjo. Mustang basketball out of bounds. That is Shinjo's third. 2:13 to go, third quarter. 48-24. Keely Campbell into the lane, looks for Kenna Campbell, through her fingers and out of bounds. Bayard Tiger basketball. So here's Vera, tees it up for three. That one is off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball. 1:56 left to go in the third quarter. And now Carly Hinn back into the game. Kenna Campbell gets it into Carly. Now back to Kenna. Kenna brings it up the floor. Man-to-man pressure. Full court by the Tigers. Into the corner for Hinn. Cross-court pass for Perez. Catches the net on the way by. Perez can't finish. Gets her own rebound. Tough shot in traffic. And she knocks that one in. Good tough work inside by Josie Perez. Makes it 50-24. Shinjo across to Vera. Now down low for Willie. Back out to Vera. Shinjo from the elbow is good. And now Ashton Sassy quickly up the floor, loses the handle, but Keely Campbell gets it back, finds Hinn underneath. She is hacked by Shinjo. That'll be her fourth foul, and Carly Hinn will head to the free throw line. Carly with 4 second half points. 1:10 left to go in the third quarter. Now Stewart comes out of the game and Fiskus back in. So Carly Hinn with the first of two. First one is off the front of the rim and no good. But she's got one more attempt. Second shot is also short. That one's tipped out of bounds off of Keely Campbell. Bayard Tiger basketball. 5 second half team fouls on Bayard, just one for the Mustangs. They find Willie, feeds it inside for Fiskus, but she is pushed by Keely Campbell. And it'll be Bayard basketball out of bounds. And they call that on Kenna Campbell. That is her third, not Keely Campbell. And Vera drives in, can't get that jumper to go. And now we'll have a foul. 3 Mustangs there, take your pick. That one is on Keely Campbell. And that is her second. So that puts Amber Willie at the line for 2 free throws. 56.4 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The first one is no good. Mustangs lead it 50-26. Willie practicing that shot. She'll get another chance. Lines it up, puts it up, and nails it. Makes it 50-27. Kenna Campbell brings it up the floor for the Mustangs, and they go to work on offense. Contact, no call. Up and under she goes, and a blocking foul called. I think they got Fiskus, and Fiskus grabbing that left knee in pain. She may have taken a kneecap from Kenna Campbell on the way by. Third foul on Fiskus. 47 seconds to go. They get it into Carly Hinn. Carly hits the deck. That one won't go. Carly may have twisted an ankle. Carly with the left knee wrapped up. Maybe it's a tender left knee. Carly will head to the bench. We haven't seen that wrap on Carly's knee before. Not sure what the scoop is there. So Hinn and Fiskus both head to the bench for their respective teams. They get it into Rianne Ferguson. Ferguson right back to Kenna Campbell. Turns around and puts that one up and in. Kenna with 3 points in the second half. Under 30 to go in the quarter. Over the top to Willie. Blocked again by Kenna Campbell. Kenna has been a blocking machine so far this afternoon. That is 5. 20 seconds for the Mustangs to work. Into the corner for Sassy, guarded by Shinjo. On the wing for Kenna Campbell with 14 to play. Now between the circles. This is Perez back around to Kenna Campbell with 8, 7, 6. Kenna goes to work. Dribbles around. Pull-up jumper. She won't get it to go, but she is fouled with 2.2 seconds left to go. And Kenna heads to the free throw line. Get the foul on Willie. That is her first. Kenna with a chance to extend that Mustang lead with 2.2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Kenna puts it up, drops that one in. As Jacob helping me update the scoreboard here, that's usually his job, and I've forgotten how to do things so quickly. We've got a great partnership with the Mustang sports teams here and their student managers. As the third quarter comes to an end, the Mustangs lead this one 53-27. Gives us an opportunity to tell you about some more of our sponsors. True Value of Gordon has everything you need to either defrost it or winterize it. If you didn't get it winterized before December, you're probably out of luck and you're into defrosting mode. Get everything you need to get it thawed out and back in working order again at True Value in Gordon. And Hinn's Home Furnishings in Gordon invites you to come and see their completely remodeled store. New items are arriving daily. They have a full line of appliances, sofas, recliners, mattresses, and much more. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. And remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Stop in and see Chuck and all the crew at Hinn's Home Furnishings in Gordon. We head to the fourth quarter. Mustangs lead this one 53-27. So on the floor for the Mustangs, Kenna Campbell, Josie Perez, Ashton Sassy, Rianne Ferguson, and Keely Campbell. Perez sets it up, works to the right side, gives it inside on the pick and roll to Kenna Campbell. Up and good. 2 more for Kenna. She's got 6 in the second half. Now Bayard goes inside. That one won't fall. Rebounded by Ashton Sassy. Sassy gets it out to Perez. Perez will let things slow down and let the play develop in front of her, back it out and set the play for the Mustangs. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Kenna Campbell on the left wing, now back to Perez between the circles. High post for Ferguson. Leaves it for Perez coming around the corner. Cuts to the basket, up and good. Nicely done that time. And 2 more for Josie Perez. 57-27. The lead has grown to 30. And there's a takeaway by Sassy. 2-on-1. Sassy brings it up the floor. Good work that time, but the foul is going to be called on Kylie Stewart. She hustled quickly to get back and cut that play off, but she reaches in and draws the foul, and that is her third. 7:03 to go, fourth quarter, and the Mustangs into the 1-and-1 bonus. Ashton Sassy will head to the line. Ashton scoreless in this second half. First one is good. Makes it 58-27. And she earns a second free throw. Second free throw also good. And Fiskus ready to come back into the game for Bayard. Looks like she will take the place of Willie in the Bayard Tiger lineup. So Vera gets it ahead to Smith. Into the corner for Fiskus. She'll tee it up for three. That one's in and out, no good. Rebounded that time. The putback and the foul. It is good. The freshman getting it done. Kylie Stewart came crashing in on the boards. Scooped that up, put it back in a heartbeat. Draws the foul. And she'll get a chance for one more. Give that foul to Rianne Ferguson as Keely Campbell heads to the bench. Carly Hinn back into the lineup. And the free throw off the back iron, no good, but the rebound and the putback by Fiskus is good, 59-31. So Josie Perez brings it across. High post for Hinn. They try to look inside, but that ball is tipped. And then a traveling call as somebody got a hand in there, and Kylie Stewart one too many steps trying to hit the brakes. So Mustang basketball with 6:36 to go. That one's flipped in and taken away by Fiskus. Not a good inbounds pass that time. Fiskus will tee it up for three and drops it in. Fiskus for three makes it 59-34, and the Bayard Tigers making a little bit of a run here at the Mustangs. Coach Holber wants to talk it over, slow that momentum a little bit. 6:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs lead at 59-34. So stop by Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville for all of your service needs. They have 3 full-time certified Ford technicians. And don't forget about tires, especially this time of year. They can get all kinds of tires for any kind of vehicle. Stop in and see the good folks, Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. And Grocery Mart in Gordon is your full-service grocery store. They've got that personal hometown atmosphere. You can find them in downtown Gordon. 6:25 left to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs out in front, 59-34. The Mustangs will have the basketball. Kenna Campbell will inbound it. Josie Perez has it, and they go to work on offense. Perez works against the man-to-man pressure, pick and roll. That one partially blocked that time. Hinn can't get it to fall. Ashton Sassy leaves it for Ferguson, and a 3-second violation. I think that's Carly Hinn they got it on. 3 seconds, and the Mustangs turn it over. Campbell back into the game. She'll come in to take the place of Rianne Ferguson. In the corner for Fiskus. To Vera, cross court, tipped. Smith comes up with it, it's tipped again. Smith has it over on the wing for Fiskus, tees it up for three. Last one was good, that one won't go. Hinn with the rebound, flips it out, and here's Josie Perez. Vera quickly back into the play, but Perez down the floor, dribbles around and puts that one up and in for 2 more. Dribbled right around Vera and puts it up for 2 more Mustang points. 61-34, 5.5 to go. Vera tees it up. That one rattles home for 3. Bayard Tigers showing signs of life, 61-37, 5:24 to go. Now Josie Perez works out on the wing, sets up the pick, works off of it, goes inside on the pick and roll. Now back to Perez, baseline, off glass and good. They've worked that well so far this afternoon, working that pick and roll, and used it to good effect. That ball tipped out of bounds as Stewart with a smile after Perez taps that one out of bounds. And now the Mustangs will pull Perez, Hinn, and Keely Campbell out of the game. Schultz, Delenn Rodriguez, and Ferguson back into the game. There's a steal by Rianne Ferguson. Gets it out to Callie Schultz. Callie trying to get a handle on it. Doesn't have a good grip on the basketball. Wisely slows it down. Now she comes baseline and called for the double dribble as she tried to get it to Ferguson underneath for the shot. They'll turn it back over Bayard basketball, 4:46 left to go, 63-37. Stewart across to Smith. Smith to the top of the key, looks, now she'll find Stewart again on that left wing. Now back to Smith, between the circles, works against Stewart. Or excuse me, Callie Schultz. Now Stewart for three is good. So the three ball falling for Bayard late in this game, 63-40. It may be too little too late though, as Ashton Sassy dribbles around, puts that one off glass. That won't go, rebounded by Stewart. Or excuse me, that's Vera. Vera ahead to Stewart now. Stewart at the top of the key. Now Vera for three again from the wing. That one's off the mark, but rebounded by Fiskus. Fiskus underneath, good tough work inside. Puts that one up and good, 63-42. Under 4 to go. Bayard back to work in man-to-man defense here in this fourth quarter. Ferguson now to Schultz up top. They set it up. Now Rodriguez dribbles to her right. Up between the circles. And across to Schultz on the wing. Tried to go inside to Ferguson. That's tipped away. Smith brings it up the floor. Smith finds Fiskus underneath. Nice pass. Well done. She saw Fiskus, had to reach around to make that pass and got it done. 63-44. And Bayard coming back. Sassy works with the basketball, works off the pick all the way to the hoop, up and good. So Ashton Sassy with 4 in the second half. Stewart flips it across. Fiskus, pull-up jumper, and she traveled with it. She had Kenna Campbell right in her face. Kenna with 5 blocks already and changed her mind, came down with it and traveled. So the Mustangs with Perez and Keely Campbell back into the game. Rodriguez and Sassy head to the bench. Perez takes the inbounds pass, dribbles through pressure, brings it up the floor. Mustangs with numbers. Keely Campbell, one dribble off glass. That's too hard. Perez with the rebound, the putback, and the score. Josie Perez doing what she does best. Puts it in the hoop. 67-44, 2.5 left to go. There's a takeaway by Schultz. Stewart back in to play defense. And Perez again. They're going to say this foul occurred on the floor, I think. Foul is on the floor. And so Josie Perez back to the free throw line for should be a 1-and-1. 2:24 left to go, fourth quarter. First one is up and good. So she earns a... Now I think they waved that off. I didn't see what happened. At any rate, it's Bayard basketball. There's a takeaway by Ferguson, and then she is fouled. And that is Smith with the foul. That should put the Mustangs into the 2-shot bonus, and it is. 2 shots now for the Mustangs the rest of the way, as that is the 10th team foul on Bayard. And timeout on the Tigers, as that is Smith's 5th foul of the game. Smith has fouled out. Jesse Smith, the 5'5 senior, fouls out of the game. The Mustangs lead at 70-44 with 2:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Tax season is just around the corner, and accountant Carol Child is your one-stop resource for all your accounting and tax needs and a whole lot more. Give her a call at 282-0842, or you can stop by her office at 216 South Main Street in Gordon, and it pays to have an accountant on your side. 2:17 left to go in this fourth quarter. Mustangs out in front 70-44. Bayard taking their time coming out of the timeout. Shinjo will come in to replace Smith, who is just fouled out. Rianne Ferguson at the free throw line, and Rianne will have a pair of free throws as the Mustangs are in the 2-shot bonus the rest of the way. First free throw in and out. And one more with 2:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Second shot, that one's also off the mark, but Mustangs with the rebound. Cheyenne DeVille with the rebound and the putback. We'll try and get, so we're trying to search through our rosters here, trying to find, we've got a Mustang that I can't identify. Number 35. Stormy Red Wing. All right, now the play has got completely away from us, but 35 who's into the game is Stormy Red Wing. We don't have her on the roster here. So we get things squared away. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left to go, 72-44. That one's taken away by Ferguson, and she traveled with it. Rianne stepped in front of that pass and then gives it right back. So this will be Shinjo to inbound it. She gets it into Sierra Sauer into the game now for the Bayard Tigers. There's lots of new numbers in there for Bayard as well. Shot up, that one is no good. Red Wing battles for the rebound. And it'll be Mustang basketball. 1:46 left to go in the fourth quarter, 72-44. They get it into DeVille. Back to Red Wing. Down court to Delyn Rodriguez. She'll head to the basket and contact. She's called for traveling. And it'll be Bayard basketball with 1:35 to go. This is Sauer working against Schultz. Across to Shinjo. And now this is Peterson. Back to Shinjo. And now cross court for Sauer. Go down low for Harmon. Shot won't go. Rebound and the putback won't go. Ferguson comes out of there with it. Jump ball called, and it will be Bayard Tiger basketball on the alternating possession with 1:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. So both teams have turned it over to the reserves late in this fourth quarter. Callie Schultz, I think, is going to be called for the foul on the shot. It is Callie Schultz. That will put Sierra Sauer at the line. Sauer, a 5'5" freshman. Fourth foul on Callie Schultz. First free throw off the front of the rim and no good. Gracie Perez comes in as Schultz heads to the bench. Sauer's second free throw off the back iron and no good. Rebounded by Ferguson. Delyn Rodriguez will bring it up the floor for the Mustangs. Ahead to Red Wing. Nice look across to Gracie Perez. Up and good. Gracie Perez on the board for two. Under a minute left to go. 74-44. Sauer goes down low for Peterson. Tries to go inside. Back to Sauer. Can't get the shot to go. Foul called on one of the Bayard Tigers. Fouls on Shaylee Peterson, and that is her second. So that will put a Red Wing at the line for a pair of free throws. First one falls off, no good. But she'll have one more. Lines it up. And that one also no good. Rebounded by Shinjo. Quickly ahead over the outstretched fingers of Peterson. Battle for it along the sideline. Referees think that one through. They take their time, and they'll say Mustang basketball. I get it into Rodriguez with 41 seconds to go, and quickly ahead to Gracie Perez. Back across to Red Wing. And now onto the wing for Delyn Rodriguez. Clear path to the basket for Delyn. She's cut off and travels. And Bayard Tigers closed that gap, jumped in and got the travel call on Delyn Rodriguez. 31 seconds left to go, fourth quarter. Here's Sauer up the floor. Into the corner. And now onto the wing. Shot up, that one's no good. Rebounded by Peterson inside, rolls around and falls in. 2 more for the Bayard Tigers, 74-46, under 15 to go. As DeVille working hard against Shinjo, over the top to Red Wing. Under 6 to go. She'll cross the timeline. Working against Shinjo, good defense there. Sauer with the tip ball out of bounds, but time runs out and the fourth quarter ends. Mustangs will win this one, 74-46. As we get ready to get set for boys varsity action, we'll run down through the second half scoring totals unofficially for what we have. And we'll get ready for boys varsity basketball between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. Let's add these up really quick for you, what we've got in the second half. Josie Perez, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 second half points for Josie Perez. Ashton Sassy had 4. Carly Hinn with 4. Kenna Campbell with 6. Gracie Perez with 2 to round out the scoring in the second half for the Mustangs. We apologize for not being able to bring you the first half action as they ran the boys and girls JV games at the same time, which we weren't ready for. And we were here a little bit too late to catch the first half of the girls varsity action, but we are certainly here and ready to go as the warm-up clock has already started for boys varsity action between the Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. We'll reset here momentarily and be back with boys varsity action on Sheridan County Journal Star.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2015.
The way we see it, if you're going to call something smart, it better help you get real work done. Help you grow food, feed, and energy independence. Help you get the most with the latest precision farming technology while doing the job right and on time. From combines to tractors to hay tools. Visit your New Holland dealer today to see equipment built New Holland smart.
Visit your authorized dealer today.
New Holland.
Well, we are just under 12 minutes before the start of boys varsity action between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the two teams as we head into today's varsity action. First, for the Bayard Tigers, number 2, Bryce Burry. He is a 5'9" sophomore. Number 5 is Chandler Cox, a 6'2" senior. Number 20 is Jacob Hoff. He is a 6'1" senior. Number 23, Peyton Oliveras, is a 6'3" freshman. And number 34, Ethan Marker. He is a 6'4" senior. For the Mustangs today, as they get ready to do battle, as they lost another player during this last week. We'll try to get those starting lineups for you if I can hang on to the papers as we go forward here. Starters for the Mustangs today, number 3, Ryan Schwarting. Schwarting is a 5'9" senior. Number 10, Brady Bolender gets the start this afternoon. Brady is a 5'8" sophomore. Number 22 is Trace Bagan. He is a 5'11" sophomore. Number 23, Rhett Conroy, the 6'4" senior. And number 24, Jared Nelson, the 6' sophomore. Mustangs without the services of Corby Campbell. Corby with a finger injury during the week. And so the Mustangs without Corby, and they're already, of course, without the services of Morgan Holbert, who is out for what looks like the remainder of the season with a dislocated kneecap. So the Mustangs keep losing players to attrition at an alarming rate, and so they'll have to do with what they've got left, as they like to play that up-tempo style. They've got a lot of players that can come in and fill in, but they keep weeding them out the farther we go through the season. 9 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in this warm-up period before the start of today's varsity action between the Bayard Tigers and the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. We'll step aside for a word from our sponsors here on Sheridan County Journal Star.net.
These are exciting times here at New Holland Agriculture. It's no secret that dealers define who we are. This group of energized businessmen are delivering like never before. And what are they delivering? New products, service, and equipment for people with field smarts just like you.
Say thanks to sponsors of today's game: the First National Bank of Gordon, Strong Insurance, Fred A. Lockwood and Company, Gordon True Value, Hins Home Furnishings, Hins Hardware in Rushville, Grocery Mart, Accountant Carol Child, Barb Share Real Estate, Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville, Essence in downtown Gordon, Modern Farm Equipment, and of course, the Sheridan County Journal Star. Your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. Did you know that Strong Insurance is your independent insurance agency? They represent a variety of insurance companies, and they sell the products that most appropriately meet the needs of their clients. As an independent agent, they review many quotes, and they offer their clients the best policy options available. They don't work for any one insurance company. They work for you at Strong Insurance in downtown Gordon. And Hins Hardware in Rushville now has a huge selection of items, including cookware, appliances, tools, and toys, and that includes bikes and ride-on toys for the kids. Stop in and see the good folks at Hins Hardware in Rushville. Are you looking to buy or sell real estate in the Panhandle? Give Barb Share a call at 282-1516, or you can check out our website at sharerealestate.com. That's SCHAER realestate.com. And Essence, they have a great variety of unique items, and they got a fantastic selection of wines and more. Stop in and check out the Elegant Store at 117 North Main Street in Gordon. And the First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates over 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in today at the First National Bank in Gordon. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go before the start of today's varsity action. We'll step aside one last time and be back with the introductions of the starting lineups after just a few minutes here on Sheridan County Journal Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2016. Just about ready for boys varsity action between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Bayard Tigers. Ready for the introductions of the starting lineups. Before we get to that point, let me run through them one more time. For the Bayard Tigers, it'll be number 2, Bryce Burry, number 5, Chandler Cox, number 20, Jacob Hoff, number 23, Peyton Oliveras, and number 34, Ethan Marker. For the Mustangs, it'll be Ryan Schwarting, Brady Bolander, Trace Bagan, Rhett Conroy, and Jared Nelson. In case you missed it earlier, Mustangs without the services of Corby Campbell, out with a finger injury. Not sure what the time frame is going to be on that injury, but the Mustangs certainly will miss him this afternoon, one of their starting 5. We'll turn it over now to the public address announcer for the introductions of the starting lineups.
Yeah, let's cheer the Lloyd. We're going to introduce Gordon-Rushville. We got number 3, 5'9" senior, Ryan Schwarting. Number 10, 5'8" sophomore, Brady Bolander. Number 22, 5'11" sophomore, Trace Begin. Number 23, 6'4" senior, Rhett Conroy. Number 24, 6' sophomore, Jared Nelson. Coaches Joel Nelson, Harry Rich, and David Morris. Guys, welcome. And we're on down there, Tigers. You bet, here we go. We got number 2, 5'9" sophomore, Bryce Burry. Number 5, 6'2" senior, Chandler Cox. Number 20, 6'1" senior, Jacob Hoff. Number 23, 6'3" freshman, Peyton Oliveras. And number 34, 6'4" senior, Ethan Marker. Coach Michael Simons and Jacob Martin. Guys, it's a great game out there.
So there are the starting lineups for both teams. One more time for the Bayard Tigers. It'll be Burry, Cox, Hoff, Oliveras, and Marker. For the Mustangs, Ryan Schwarting, Brady Bolander, Trace Bagan, Rhett Conroy, and Jared Nelson. So it'll be Ethan Marker in the circle to jump it up against Rhett Conroy to get things underway. 8 minutes on the clock, and we are underway as they'll have to re-jump that one. Both players mistimed the jump, and they'll try it again. And this time Marker controls the tip. Bayard with the basketball. This is Hoff to set it up for the Bayard Tigers. Guarded closely. Mustangs come out in the man-to-man defense. Hoff drives in and tied up right away as Rhett Conroy reached in, got a paw on it, and they get the quick turnover on the alternating possession. Mustang basketball just underway in the first quarter. Glad to have you along with us on Sheridan County Journal Star.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2016 edition. The Mustangs will work against a 1-2-2 Bayard zone defense to start things off here as they try to go down low for Conroy, but that's taken away by Marker. Now ball loose at midcourt, but finally picked up and controlled. Now Burry has it, and across to Hoff. They set the offense. Now Cox on the wing. And down into the corner, that's Oliveras. Now back up to Burry. Burry from the elbow, shot up, and good. Bayard with the quick 2-0 lead, 7:15 to go in the first quarter. Jared Nelson sets it up as they work against this 1-2-2 zone defense. Into the corner for Ryan Schwarting. Schwarting sporting the shiny new haircut down in the corner. They swing it around and find Schwarting in the corner on the opposite side. He tees that one up, can't get it to go, but Bagan with the rebound. Schwarting on the wing this time, drives in, and now kicks it across. This is Bolander. Bolander on the opposite wing. He'll put it on the floor with the left hand, drives in, has his shot partially blocked. Rebound cleared by Marker. Now ahead to Hoff. Hoff accelerates towards the basket, and he's going to be tied up, but it'll be Bayard Tiger basketball on the alternating possession. So Hoff will inbound it. He'll get it into Oliveras. He'll turn into the lane, kicks it out for Marker. Jumper, that one rolls off no good. Rebounded by Trace Bagan. Good job of boxing out that time by the Mustangs. Schwarting up the floor, switches to the left hand into the paint, leaves it for Conroy. Good look, Conroy up and good. The easy basket ties it at 2 with 6:20 to go in the first quarter. We've said it a lot of times before. It doesn't really matter where you are on the court. You better be ready if Ryan Schwarting has the basketball, because he's liable to pass it no matter what kind of shape he's in. And there's another rebound by Rhett Conroy. Mustangs quickly ahead to Brady Bolender, waits for the defense to pass, puts up the shot, but he is fouled. Brady heads to the free throw line. Give that foul to number 2. That's Bryce Burry. That is his first. 6:01 left to go first quarter, tied at 2. Bolender puts up the first one. That's not even close, but he's got one more coming on the 2-shot foul. Brady lines the second one up. That's off the back iron, no rim. Back iron and no good. Rebounded by Bagan. Now the shot from Shorting in the corner. That's no good. Rebounded by Bagan again. He'll flip it up top to Nelson, and the Mustangs keep the possession alive. And now a foul going to be called on the Bayard Tigers as Shorting was in the lane. And that's the second foul on Bryce Burry. So 2 quick fouls on him. 5:48 left to go in the first quarter. Burry will have to head to the bench with 2 fouls. Into the game comes Dawson Crehaw to replace him. They try to go inside. Conroy controls it, flips it out there. Hoff with the steal, nearly saved it back in right down in front of us, but he stepped on the sideline first, and the Mustangs will maintain possession with 5:43 to go in the first quarter. Trace Bagan will inbound the basketball. Jared Nelson will set it up. Now to Schwarting on the right wing. Schwarting, left hand, around to Bolender, into the corner for Nelson. Drives baseline, underneath for Bagan. Off glass, high off the glass, and good. 2 for Trace Bagan. Mustangs with the lead at 4-2 for the first time in the game. Mustangs apply some full court pressure this time. Hoff ahead to Marker. Marker up and under. That one way too strong. Jared Nelson with a good rebound. Ahead to Rhett Conroy. Conroy tried to get it to Brady Bolender. Brady had already made his cut to the basket. The pass sails out of bounds. Rhett living right out there on the ragged edge and just couldn't complete the pass. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. More full court man-to-man pressure by the Mustangs. Hoff drives past Shorting, and now they'll have him trapped, and he traveled. Slid to a stop with that pivot foot, and they'll turn it over. The pressure does exactly what it's designed to do. The Mustangs get the turnover, and a timeout called, 30-second timeout called by the Bayard Tigers with 5:04 left to go in the first quarter. Tax season is just around the corner, and accountant Carol Child is your one-stop resource for all your accounting and tax needs and a whole lot more. Give her a call at 282-0842, or you can stop by her office at 216 South Main Street in Gordon. I am Clint Anderson, along with cameraman Jesse Moss and broadcast engineer Jacob Grover. Got the full crew back together after we've got everything lined out after our slow start in the girls varsity game. Good to have everybody back on track and in their accustomed positions, as we had to press Jacob into double duty in the second half of the girls game as he ran the camera and the broadcast from the computer. We certainly appreciate him doing that for us. Under 5 minutes to go here as the Mustangs go high post to Bagan. Now they'll kick it back out to Jared Nelson for the three-pointer. That won't go, but another offensive rebound for the Mustangs. They've been living off of offensive rebounds in this first quarter. Schwarting drives to the baseline, leaves it inside for Conroy, but misses the mark. That one's taken away. And here's Crehaw bringing it up the floor. Now he'll back it out and find Cox between the circles. Back to Crehaw and on the wing. Now they'll go down low for Markers. Had his man sealed nicely, but found himself a little too far under the basket. He gets the rebound, and the putback is good. Tied at 4 with 4:22 to go. Schwarting into the lane, kicks it out. Bolender just inside the three-point line. That misses everything. And back to Hoff. He'll head it up the floor to Cox. Cox on the wing. Back out to Hoff, guarded by Ryan Schwarting. Hoff tried to send that one across to Crehaw. Crehaw didn't get the memo. He was headed to the basket. It sails out of bounds. Mustang basketball. Sean Combs and Dylan Schwarting come in. Bolender and Conroy out for the Mustangs with 4:03 to go in the first quarter. Low scoring start to this game. Tied at 4. Nelson back to Ryan Schwarting. Skip pass across to Dylan Schwarting. He'll drive to the baseline. And they're going to say 3-second violation on Sean Combs. A little too much time in the lane that time, and the Mustangs give it right back to the Bayard Tigers. Now a 1-3-1 zone press by the Mustangs. Hoff goes over the top to Marker. Marker has it poked away. This is Ryan Schwarting. Schwarting all by himself, down and up with the left hand, and good. Ryan Schwarting on the board for the first time this afternoon. Mustangs lead at 6-4, 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Hoff has that one taken away by Jared Nelson. Ahead to Sean Combs, up, contact, no foul, but the rebound and the putback by Bagan is good. Sean Combs had a Bayard Tiger crash into him under the basket there. And now Bayard needs to hustle to get this one across. He's met it, and they'll get it across. Marker lays that one up, and good. Count the basket. And a free throw coming for Ethan Marker. Give the foul to Dylan Schwarting. That is his first. Makes the score 8-6. Marker with the free throw, and it is good. Ethan Marker with 5 of the first 7 points for the Bayard Tigers. 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Now a 2-3 look by the Bayard Tigers as they switch that zone up just a little bit. The Mustangs get the shot from Dylan Schwarting, and again, that support for the basket that sticks out, comes out over the top of the basket. And we've seen that twice this afternoon come into play, and when it does, it's out of bounds. That one's off the foot of Crehaw and then stepped on the sideline by one of the Bayard Tigers. It'll be Mustang basketball. So the Mustangs doing a good job of applying pressure defense. They've got several turnovers off of it so far here in this first quarter. 2:35 left to go in the first. Dylan Schwarting on the wing. They go high post for Combs, but that's taken away. And here comes Hoff. Hoff crosses the timeline. Now back out to Crehaw. Cox on the wing, goes inside for Marker. Faces up, and he'll draw the foul on Sean Combs. And that'll be the first on Combs. So a good strong move by Marker that time. Combs not ready for it, and he draws the foul. 2:18 to go first quarter. Hoff to inbound it. Gets it into Marker. Marker backs up, blocked by Combs. Good defense that time by Sean Combs. Went straight up and got the block. Jared Nelson now will pull it back. Ryan Schwarting into the lane, looks inside. Combs up and good. Great look that time by Ryan Schwarting. Found Combs all alone under the basket for the easy deuce. 10-7, under 2 to go in the first quarter. And there's another takeaway. Sean Combs that time battling Hoff for it, but Hoff comes up with it, and a timeout called as the Bayard Tigers were in danger of getting a 10-second violation. Timeout on the floor called by the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs out in front 10-7, 1:52 left to go in the first quarter. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company. They offer all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon, or you can call 308-282-0560. Get Dean on the phone and he'll take care of you at Strong Insurance in downtown Gordon. So quick 30-second timeout. Both teams back out onto the floor and ready for more action. 1:52 left to go in this first quarter. 2 team fouls for each team as Hoff sets it up. Cox and back to Hoff. Now around to Crehaw. Into the corner for Oliveras. Drives baseline, kicks that out. Cox for 3 from the wing. That one up and no good. Marker in there battling for the rebound. Gets it and puts it back. And pulls the Bayard Tigers back within 1 at 10-9. Now back to the 1-2-2. No, excuse me. What do we have? What kind of a look? This is back to that 2-3 zone by the Bayard Tigers. Schwarting runs the baseline, flips that across to Dylan Schwarting. Three-pointer up and good. Three-pointer by Dylan Schwarting. Just what the doctor ordered. 13-9 with just over a minute left to go in the first quarter. They flip it over the top to Marker. Marker in, but he is fouled. And Marker will get 2 free throws out of the deal. Give that foul to Brady Bolender. That is his first. Ethan Marker with 7 points already and back at the free throw line for 2 more chances. He's 1 for 1 so far this afternoon. from the free throw line. That one's off the back iron and no good. Ethan Marker, the 6'4" senior, doing a great job down low for the Bayard Tigers this afternoon. The second one is short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Conroy. Mustangs look to run. Dylan Schwarting out on the wing. Kicks it back to Ryan Schwarting, but guarded closely there, and the Mustangs will have to set it up. So Bolander on the wing, dribbles to his left. They'll swing it around into the corner for Ryan Schwarting. Drives baseline, trapped underneath of there, tried to get it to Conroy. Ball loose, jump ball, and it'll be Mustang basketball on the alternating possession. 32.2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The referee getting some moisture off of the basketball and getting it ready to play. They inbound it to Combs. Swings it around to Bolander, now back to Schwarting. Ryan Schwarting for three. That one's off the mark, no good, but rebounded by Rhett Conroy, and the Mustangs keep the possession alive. Good job on the offensive board so far in this first quarter by the Mustangs. Schwarting on the wing. Coach Nelson hollering to save it for one shot. 13 seconds left to go in the quarter. Now under 10. Bolander to Ryan Schwarting on the wing. Skip pass across to Dylan Schwarting with 5. Bolander skip it across to Ryan Schwarting. Long three-pointer. And that one's no good at the buzzer. At the end of one, it is the Mustangs 13 and the Bayard Tigers 9.
These are exciting times here at New Holland Agriculture. It's no secret that dealers define who we are. This group of energized businessmen are delivering like never before. And what are they delivering? New products, service, and equipment for people with field smarts just like you.
We get ready to start the second quarter, and we are ready for a busy broadcast week ahead of us this coming week. On Tuesday evening, the Mustang girls will head to Alliance. Just girls varsity, when that's all we'll carry is girls varsity action from Alliance on Tuesday evening. And then on Friday night, the Hay Springs Hawks come to town to do battle with the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. And then a week from today, next Saturday, the Mustangs on the road as they travel to Kimball, and we'll be there to bring all of that action to you next Saturday from Kimball. A long road trip for the Mustangs. Second quarter underway. Mustangs out in front. Cox on the wing and back to Hoff. Hoff drives in, working against a Mustang zone defense now. Hoff puts that one up and good for his first 2 points of the afternoon. It's 13-11, 7:40 to go in the second quarter. Back into that 2-3 zone for the Bayard Tigers. In the corner for Jared Nelson. Skip pass over the top to Bolander. Now Bagan in the corner. Bagan drives in, kicks it across. Now back up top to Dylan Schwarting, and now Bolander. Bolander across to Nelson. Mustangs doing a good job of moving the ball around. Now Dylan Schwarting for three. Off the back iron and no good, but another offensive rebound by the Mustangs. Three-pointer this time by Nelson. Kind of an impatient shot that time, but another offensive rebound on the long rebound on that three-point try. Into the corner for Bagan. And they'll skip it across to Brady Bolander, and he'll work to his right. Now they swing it around into the corner for Nelson. Drives into the baseline and back out for Dylan Schwarting. Hands it off to Nelson, and he'll bring it back up between the circles and around to Brady Bolander. Good patient offense by the Mustangs. As there's a little runner by Dylan Schwarting. That one won't go, and the rebound cleared by Marker. 6:30 to go. 2-point ball game. Mustangs lead it 13-11. Hoff gets it off to Kreha. They try to go inside for Marker, and then Marker tipped it. Now the one official is going to come in and say, I'm not so sure about that call. They'll talk it over. They're going to say Bayard basketball. I thought it was tipped by one of the Mustangs. It was a good defensive play, not touched by the Tigers, and so it'll stay. It'll stay as Bayard Tiger basketball with 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go. And now a foul is going to be called on one of the Mustangs as Oliveras is fouled as he's driving into the lane, and that's the second on Brady Bolender. So Brady Bolender picks up his second foul with 6:17 left to go in the second quarter. They go over top to Marker again. Marker puts it up and good. Ethan Marker's so good at getting position, sealing his defensive man. They lob it over the top of his head, and he lays it right in. 6:05 to go in the second quarter. We are tied at 13. Mustangs trying to diagnose this Bayard zone defense. Bayard very good with that zone so far. Schwarting from the corner for three, and that won't go. Rebounded by Cox. So no offensive rebound that time for the Mustangs. And Brady Bolender just picked up his third foul as he fouls Creha on the attempted steal. And that will certainly shorten Brady Bolender's stay on the court as he'll head to the bench. Ryan Schwarting back in for the Mustangs with 5:41 to go in the second quarter. Bayard comes over the top to Creha. He's cut off and trapped. Ball tipped by the Mustangs, and now a reach in and the tie-up. It'll be Mustang basketball on the alternating possession. 5:36 left to go in the second quarter. We are tied at 13. Good ball game so far in the first half. Schwarting into the corner for Ryan Schwarting. Jared Nelson tried to go down low for Rhett Conroy, but it's taken away by Marker, and Cox will bring it up the floor. Now the Mustangs back into a man-to-man defense. Hoff works against Dylan Schwarting. Hoff, spin move, flips it for Oliveras, shot up, that one won't go, rebounded by Dylan Schwarting. Finds brother Ryan heading up the floor, drives into the lane, behind the back pass to Conroy, but he can't do anything with it. He'll have to flip it back out, and now they'll reset. Ryan Schwarting between the circles. Jared Nelson, high post for Conroy. Good look down low. Trace Bagan up and good. 6 points for Trace Bagan in this first half. Mustangs back out in front 15-13 with 4:35 to go in the second quarter. Hoff across the timeline, and they're going to say over and back. He stepped on that center line, and they'll turn it over again. A good defensive pressure by the Mustangs. Ryan Schwarting takes the inbounds pass. They get the play call from the bench, and they go to work on offense. Into the corner for Ryan Schwarting. Fakes the three. Now he'll size it up. That one's a little bit short. Trace Bagan saves it in, but the official couldn't find his whistle. It's out of bounds and Bayard basketball. Back to the 1-3-1 zone. Full court pressure by the Mustangs. Cox crosses the half court, gets it ahead to Marker. Creha to the free throw line, finds Oliveras, and he traveled with it. Good strong move to the basket by Oliveras. But the 6'3 freshman traveled with it and turns it back over to the Mustangs with 4:05 to go before the half. Schwarting into the lane, kicks it out for Nelson. Now back up between the circles and throws it away. He was expecting Dylan Schwarting to pop out to take that pass. Never happened. It sails out of bounds, and it'll be Bayard basketball. Sean Combs back into the game. Rhett Conroy will get a little bit of a breather with 3:56 left to go before halftime. More Mustang pressure. That one's tipped by Ryan Schwarting and out of bounds. Bayard basketball. So they'll get it into Creha, and he'll go to work. Hands it off to Hoff. Onto the wing for Cox. So they try to go inside for Marker. Marker tracks it down, and he'll draw the foul. Marker is tough to defend inside, and he draws another foul there. They'll give that one to Trace Bagan, and that is Trace's first. Ethan Marker back at the line. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon from the free throw line. This one finds its way home. He's got 8 points in the half. So Bayard doesn't substitute very much. And that one's short off the front of the rim, rebounded by Bagan. Ahead to Ryan Schwarting. Schwarting 1-on-3, drives into the lane, draws the foul, and he'll earn 2. Oh, they're going to say it was on the floor. Oh, we are shooting 2. I thought he said it was on the floor. 2-3, that's Peyton Oliveras. That is his first foul. And Ryan Schwarting with 2 free throws. First one is good. Mustangs back in front by 2 at 16-14. Very competitive first half. 3:30 on the dot left to go in the second quarter. Second free throw rattles around, falls off, no good. Rebound cleared by Marker, and Sean Combs reaches in and commits a foul he probably shouldn't have. And that is Combs' second. And that will put Bayard into the 1-and-1 bonus with 3:28 left to go in the half. 1-and-1 opportunity now for Ethan Marker. So Marker at the line. 2 for 5 so far, and that one is short off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound finally controlled by Jared Nelson. Into the corner for Ryan Schwarting and back to Nelson. Skips it across to Dylan Schwarting. Now back in the corner for Ryan. Puts up the 3, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Cox, and he traveled with it. Had some pressure from Dylan Schwarting that he wasn't ready for, and they'll turn it right back over to the Mustangs with 3:10 to go in the second quarter. Now back to at 2-3 zone. Schwarting one too many steps into the lane, and he knew he needed to jump stop. And they'll give it right back. 3 minutes left to go in this first half. Mustangs by 2. Cox crosses the center line, and then the Mustangs take it away. They'll flip it ahead to Jared Nelson. Shot up, good. Count the basket, and 1. Jared Nelson on the board for the first time this afternoon. Give that foul to number 23. That's Peyton Oliveras. That is his second. And the Mustangs' biggest lead of the game, 18-14. Nelson with a chance to extend that lead with the 3-point play, but it's no good off the back iron. Rebounded by Oliveras. Hoff with a good move on Schwarting. Now he tries to flip it down low, but it's beyond the grasp of the intended receiver. Not sure if that was Oliveras or Marker, but it's another turnover, and Mustangs with an opportunity to extend this 4-point lead. 2:30 to go in the second quarter. Schwarting and back up to Nelson. Now back to Ryan Schwarting. They try to go inside for Conroy, but it's tipped away. Should be Mustang basketball, as Oliveras was on the end line as he was trying to control it. Nelson flips it into Dylan Schwarting with 2:20 to go. And that one's tipped out of there, and Nelson will let it go out of bounds as Crehaw, with the good defense that time, got his hand in the way and flipped it out of bounds. Very low scoring affair. Mustangs average 53 a game. There's a pass down in low, but Conroy can't handle it. Alternating possession gives the ball back to the Bayard Tigers. We've seen more held balls, more of those tie-ups in this game than I think we've seen all season in a boys varsity game. Now here's Crehaw on the wing, looks inside for Marker all the way through and picked up by Hoff. He'll drive in, little runner in the lane, and it falls in. That is good for Jacob Hoff. He's got 4 points and cuts the lead back to 2 at 18-16 with 1:43 to go. Nelson flips it out to Dylan Shorting and back to Nelson between the circles. Back to Dylan Shorting, now to Nelson. Ryan Shorting flips it across to Dylan Shorting, steps back, shot up, and good, just inside the line. Dylan Shorting's got 5, back to that 4-point lead with 1:20 to go. Nearly taken away again by the Mustangs. Now Crehaw accelerates to the basket, puts that shot up high, and arcs that one home. Dawson Crehaw with his first 2 of the day. Well, 1 minute left to go in the first half. Nelson into the lane, kicks it out. 3-pointer on the way from Ryan Shorting. That's no good, but rebounded by Nelson in the lane. Spins around, shot up, off balance shot. Rebounded by Cox. He had 2 Tigers way down beyond everybody else, but he couldn't see them. 42 seconds left. Marker drives in and travels with it. Lost the handle, and they'll turn it back over to the Mustangs with 40.6 seconds left to go in this first half. Mustangs lead it by just a bucket, 20-18. See if the Mustangs will try to hold for the last shot here. Dylan Shorting on the wing. Now across to Ryan Shorting. In the corner for Nelson, 25 seconds. Now here's Dylan. And back up, 16 seconds. Now they will hold for 1. Didn't get an easy look at the basket. 10 seconds to go. Ryan Shorting for Nelson, and he traveled with it. Got a little too cute. He took that little hop step before he headed to the bucket, and it's a easy traveling call that time. 7.7 seconds left to go in the half. Crehaw to Marker. They'll flip it back to Hoff. Free throw line jumper at the buzzer. In and out, no good. And at the half, the Mustangs lead it by 2, 20-18.
The way we see it, if you're going to call something smart, it better help you get real work done. Help you grow food, feed, and energy independence. Help you get the most with the latest precision farming technology while doing the job right and on time. From combines to tractors to hay tools, visit your New Holland dealer today to see equipment built New Holland smart.
Visit your authorized dealer today.
New Holland.
At the half, the Mustangs lead it by just 2, 20-18 in a low-scoring affair here from Bayard. Let's take a look at some unofficial halftime scoring totals. First for the Mustangs, it's Trace Bagan leading the way. He's got 6 points. Dylan Shorting has 5. Ryan Shorting has 3. And then Rhett Conroy, Jared Nelson, and Sean Combs, each with 2 points apiece. For the Bayard Tigers, Ethan Marker doing most of the damage for Bayard so far in this first half. He's got 10 points to lead all scorers. Jacob Hoff has 4, Dawson Crehaw with 2, and Bryce Burry also with 2. Let's take a look at fouls for these two teams. Brady Bolander for the Mustangs has 3. Sean Combs with 2. Trace Bagan and Dylan Shorting each with just 1 foul apiece. For the Bayard Tigers, Peyton Oliveras with 2 and Bryce Burry with 2, and that is all the fouls there were in the first half on the Bayard Tigers. 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the halftime break. I'll let you run to the refrigerator and grab yourself a quick snack. Be back in time for the start of the second half from Bayard. Just about 8 minutes away. Thanks for joining us on Sheridan County Journal Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2016. Okay. Welcome back to halftime. The Mustangs out in front 20-18, 1 minute and 25 seconds left to go in the halftime break. Mustangs slow getting out of the locker room coming out of halftime. The Mustangs did a great job with some full court pressure. They got a lot of turnovers and a lot of offensive rebounds in that first half, but unable to take advantage of it as they only lead by 2. It's been a fast-paced first half, not a lot of fouls by either team, not a lot of stoppages in play, and time has really gone quickly in the first half. We'll see if the second half follows suit. If you missed it earlier, the girls came away winners in the first game of today's action. And apparently I've lost my score sheet. Final score there was 74-46 as
Rebounded by the Mustangs.
Girls handily
get it out.
Took care of business against
Josie
the Bayard Tigers.
4 white jerseys.
Into the corner for Ashton Sassy.
Both
Tees up the
teams
three.
with Good.
Some last-minute
Ashton
adjustments
Sassy
before
for
they
three.
get ready to go here in this second half. And we're ready to take off with them. A very exciting, well-played basketball action in the first half. And ready to get things going in the second. The Mustangs will have the basketball as we start the second half. And we are underway in the third quarter. Jared Nelson crosses the timeline. They go to work against this 2-3 zone defense. Skip pass across to Dylan Schwarting. Nelson and back across to Ryan Schwarting. Now back to Dylan. He'll drive baseline. Tries to go inside for Rhett Conroy. Great job by that defense of collapsing. And they get the takeaway. So Burry back into the game. He's got 2 fouls. And that one tipped out of bounds by Trace Bagan. Good job by Trace that time, getting a hand in the passing lane and tipping it out of bounds. 7:32 to go in the third quarter, just underway in the second half. Clint Anderson along with Jesse Moss and Jacob Grover here this afternoon. There they go over the top again to Marker. Gets his own rebound and can't convert again. Burry comes in and cleans that one up, but airballs the shot. Finally, Marker with the rebound and the putback, and we are tied at 20 with 7:15 to go. Third quarter. Nelson thought about the three. Now back to Schwarting, drives baseline, and the foul going to be called on Oliveras. That'll be his third. Now, Bayard Tigers don't play very many kids here. They only go about 5 or 6 deep, and so if you can get somebody in foul trouble, that's a big deal. And they play this 2-3 zone to try and keep everybody out of foul trouble. So the Mustangs will try to exploit that as they go forward. Ryan Schwarting drives into the block, kicks it up top. Nelson, and a 3-second violation called on the Mustangs. Their second of the afternoon, and now back to more full court pressure by the Mustangs. 1-3-1 zone. Ahead to Burry. Now he'll back it out. They've got him trapped. They get the takeaway. And here's Jared Nelson coming down the floor. Left hand puts that one up and good. Jared Nelson with 4 points on the afternoon puts the Mustangs back in front 22-20. 6:30 to go. Burry tries to go through the double team, and a blocking foul is called on Dylan Schwarting. That is his second. 6:28 to go in the third quarter. Hoff will set it up as the Mustangs now come out in a 2-3 zone. They'll swing it around to Burry. Now Hoff between the circles. Across to Cox. On the wing, they try to go inside, but quick hands by Rhett Conroy tips that one out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. They'll get this one in to Hoff. They'll try to go over the top, but good defense by Trace Bagan that time to tip it away. Schwarting comes in, and he'll draw the blocking foul on Burry, and that should be his third. So 3 fouls now on Burry, 3 fouls on Peyton Oliveras for the Bayard Tigers. 6:02 left to go in the third quarter. Mustangs lead it by 1. And Nelson swings it inside, tries to go inside for Conroy. Now here's Conroy all alone under the basket, can't finish, and now we're going to have a foul. I think this is Burry, who just picked up his fourth. Burry not happy about it. He came crashing the boards trying to get to that rebound, and he does pick up number 4. That's a big foul. The third team foul on the Bayard Tigers, and Bayard will have to go to the bench. And that'll bring number 22, that's Manuel Acosta, who comes into the game to take the place of Burry. Ryan Shorting goes to Dylan Shorting in the high post. He'll kick it out. 3-man game on this near side. Now Shorting leaves it inside for Bagan. Nicely done, up and good by Trace Bagan. He's got 8. 24-20, 5:35 left to go in the third quarter. Nearly stolen that time by Shorting, but good work by Hoff to maintain possession. They try to go inside, and that one's taken away by Nelson. Flips it ahead to Ryan Shorting, gathers himself up too hard, but he is fouled by Hoff. Shorting mad at himself for not making that basket. They give that foul to Jacob Hoff. That is his first. And it puts Ryan Shorting at the free throw line for 2 shots. Shorting with 3 points on the afternoon. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They've done a great job of keeping him in check so far this afternoon. That one falls in, and that's the biggest lead of the game for the Mustangs at 25-20. And so the Mustangs will get it out of bounds. Fifth team foul on the Bayard Tigers. They go inside for Trace Bagan, up strong and good. Trace Bagan has 10 points to lead the Mustangs, and a timeout called on the floor by the Bayard Tigers. 1 minute timeout, will take it with them. Here on Sheridan County Journal Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2000.
These are exciting times here at New Holland Agriculture. It's no secret that dealers define who we are. This group of energized businessmen are delivering like never before. And what are they delivering? New products, service, and equipment for people with field smarts just like you.
.509 left to go in the third quarter. Mustangs with their biggest lead of the game at 27-20. And Bayard's just called a timeout, trying to right the ship and not let the Mustangs get away from them here. Fouls starting to add up for the Bayard Tigers. 2-3 zone by the Mustangs. Hoff approaches and kicks it over to Cox. Now back to Hoff. Three-pointer on the way. That one is good. And that's the quickest way to get a team out of a zone defense, is to drop in a tray from outside. 24-23. Shot up. That's no good. Hoff will control it for the Bayard Tigers. Now the Mustangs right back into the man-to-man defense after the made three-pointer. And now we've got a 5-second call on Hoff. And he'll turn it back over to the Mustangs with 4:34 left to go in the third quarter. So Jared Nelson has the ball. He'll set it up for the Mustangs. On the wing for Ryan Shorting. Steps back and swings it around. Nelson from the elbow. Shot up and good. Nothing but the bottom of the net that time by Jared Nelson. 6 points on the game, 29-23. It's a 6-point advantage for the Mustangs. They go over the top and get it to Hoff. Looks down low for Oliveras, off glass and good. 29-25, 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter. At the next whistle, Combs and Boland are back into the game for the Mustangs. And there's a three-pointer by Jared Nelson. That one is good. 32-25, back to that 7-point lead. 3:45 left to go. Hoff tries to dribble through the pressure. He makes it all the way in, off glass, and no good. Ryan Schwarting clears the board. 3-on-2 now for the Mustangs. Nelson had to reach back for that pass, somehow found it, and lays that one home. 34-25. It's a 9-point lead, and now the steal by Dylan Schwarting. Can't get the layup to go, and a jump ball. This will be Bayard Tiger basketball. Alternating possession on the tie-up. Conroy and Dylan Schwarting head to the bench. Combs and Bolender into the game. 9-point lead now for the Mustangs. Hoff works against Schwarting. Gets it ahead to Marker. Right back to Hoff. Drives in, around Bagan, lays it up. That one won't go, and rebounded by Bagan. Hoff reaches in but doesn't get the call. And now it's Nelson onto the wing for Schwarting. Things starting to loosen up just a little bit. Flips it across to Bolender. Back up top for Nelson, quickly around to Ryan Schwarting. Three-pointer on the way. That one won't go. Rebounded by Cox. 2:45 to go, third quarter. Not a whole lot of action in that first half, but things starting to get interesting here in the second. Hoff wrestles the ball back away from Ryan Schwarting. Marker from the elbow, shot up, that's too hard off the back iron. Here's Ryan Schwarting. Mustangs want to run. They don't have numbers. Leaves it off for Jared Nelson. Kicks it out. Sean Combs, that one misses badly. They'll save it back in. No, they won't save it back in, as they'll say that Combs was, or whoever it was that tried to save it, was on the end line first. It'll be Bayard Tiger basketball. 2:17 left to go in the third quarter. The Mustangs with man-to-man full court pressure. Now they'll jump and try to trap. Jumper that time, that won't go by Acosta. Combs clears the rebound. Nelson ahead to Bagan in the corner. Now back to Nelson. Still in that 2-3 zone for the Tigers. They kick it back out for Ryan Schwarting. Back iron, no good. Battle for the rebound and controlled finally by Acosta. 1:43 left to go in the third quarter. Mustangs holding a 9-point advantage. Sean Combs with contact, and he gets the steal. Quickly ahead to Ryan Schwarting, up with the left hand, and he is fouled. And that is a foul on Jacob Hoff. That'll be his second. And the Mustangs now one foul away from being in the 1-and-1 bonus the rest of the way. But it puts Ryan Schwarting at the line. He's 2 for 4 this afternoon. Ryan Schwarting with just one basket so far here today, and that is certainly out of the ordinary for Mr. Schwarting. First one is good, extends that lead to 10. Bagan out, and let's see who comes in to spell him. That would be Dylan Schwarting back into the game for the Mustangs. Jared Nelson also out, and Bolender also back in. And the second one rolls off just no good. Rebounded by Oliveras. Cox will bring it up the floor to set the offense. Man-to-man defense by the Mustangs, and Cox throws that one away. Mustang basketball with 1:18 left to go third quarter. So Ryan Schwarting drives in, and a jump ball called as Hoff reached in and got a hand on it. The Mustangs will maintain possession. And so it'll stay Mustang basketball. Dylan Schwarting on the wing. They swing it to Bolender. Skip pass all the way over the top to Dylan Schwarting. Up top for Ryan. Now back to Dylan on the left wing. Drives to the baseline. All the way underneath and kicks it out for Bolender just inside the three-point line. That misses everything, and Sean Combs is going to be whistled for his third foul. Just the Mustangs' second team foul of the second half. Mustangs lead it by 10. We're under a minute to go at 51.8 seconds. Mustangs with full court man-to-man pressure. Hoff works against Schwarting, nearly got the steal. Brings it up, switches hands, changes directions over the top to Oliveras. Now back up to Hoff. Three-pointer on the way. That one's short and rebounded by Oliveras. Wanted to take another three, but passed it up. Now Hoff will drive in, lays that one up, and good. Good quick move by Jacob Hoff. He's got 9 points on the day, 35-27. That is the first basket by the Bayard Tigers in a long, long time. Mustangs will hold for the last shot at 12 seconds left in this third quarter. Now we're under 10. Bolander dribbles up between the circles. Into the corner for Ryan Shorting with 5. Dylan Shorting, three-pointer up, misses everything. The Mustangs have had a lot of trouble from that spot on the floor, hitting even the basket. So the third quarter ends. Mustangs have extended the lead. They lead at 35-27.
These are exciting times here at New Holland Agriculture. It's no secret that dealers define who we are. This group of energized businessmen are delivering like never before. And what are they delivering? New products, service, and equipment for people with field smarts just like you.
Just about ready to get the fourth quarter underway. The Mustangs led it by 4 at the end of the first quarter, 13-9. They led it by just 2 at the half at 20-18. They've extended that lead. Now as we head to the fourth quarter, they lead at 35-27. It's an 8-point Mustang advantage. Take a look at the fouls. Sean Combs and Brady Bolander, each with 3 fouls for the Mustangs. For the Bayard Tigers, Bryce Burry has 4, Peyton Oliveras with 3. Those are the only players with any number of fouls to note. As we start this fourth quarter, Mustangs back in the man-to-man. Hoff works against Dylan Shorting into the corner. This is Acosta, and he's going to be fouled, and he'll get 2 shots. That foul is on Rhett Conroy, and it is his first, just the 3rd team foul on the Mustangs. As I said earlier, Bayard with 6 team fouls, so the Mustangs will be in the 1-1 as we start the fourth quarter. And now we got a warning for a delay on, did you hear who that was on? Warning for a delay. I'm not sure who they warned. Must have been, they're talking to the Mustang coach. Must have been one of the Mustangs. I'm not sure what happened, didn't see it. At any rate, ready for the free throw by Acosta. First one is in and out, and that is no good. But a second one coming. Second free throw is good. Cuts the lead to 7. 35-28, 7 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Nelson hands it off to Dylan Shorting between the circles. Now on the wing for Ryan. Skips it across to Nelson. Nelson tries to put that shot up, but he is fouled. And Nelson will head to the free throw line. That is Acosta drawing that foul. So now the Mustangs officially in the 1-1 bonus. This is a 2-shot foul, though, for Jared Nelson. Jared with only 2 points in the first half. He's got 9 in the second. So the Mustangs need him to score some points. Second free throw up, and he missed them both. Marker with the rebound, and he's been extremely quiet in this second half with just 2 points. He had 10 in the first, and there's a traveling call on Cox. And they'll give it back over to the Mustangs with 7:23 left to go in the game. So Dylan Shorting takes his time. Thing about the zone defense, it really slows the pace of action. And there's a takeaway on not a very good pass by the Mustangs. They'll quickly throw it ahead to Acosta. but just beyond his outstretched fingertips, they turn it over right back to the Mustangs with 7:07 left to go in the fourth quarter. Glad to have you along with us on this cold Saturday afternoon in January as we get the 2016 portion of the basketball season underway here from Bayard. They try to go inside, but that ball is kicked by Acosta. It'll stay with the Mustangs. 6:54 to go in the fourth quarter. Dylan Shorting between the circles, sets it up. Ryan Shorting on the wing, fakes the three. Now they go high post for Conroy. Out to Dylan. And a foul on the Tigers. And the 1-and-1. The Mustangs will head to the free throw line. And that is Hoff, and that is his third foul. And that will bring Bryce Burry back into the game for the Tigers. The first free throw is good by Dylan Shorting. He's got 6 points on the afternoon. So Hoff heads to the bench with that third foul. And Bryce Burry back into the game. He's got 4. And the second one is also good by Dylan Shorting. Mustangs back to a 9-point lead at 37-28. Cox comes up. They've got him trapped nearly with the takeaway. A long jumper by Burry. That won't go. Rebounded by Bagan. Quickly out to Nelson. 2-on-1. Nelson flips it across to Shorting. He's going to have to pull it back out as the Tigers did a great job of getting back on defense and not letting Ryan get that shot off. 6:18 to go. Ryan Shorting, three-pointer. Good! Ryan Shorting from long distance dials that one up, 40-28. Mustangs with the biggest lead of the game, and then a reach-in foul. I think this will be Ryan Shorting. It is Ryan, and that is his first. Fourth team foul on the Mustangs. 6 minutes on the dot. Acosta out, Hoff back in. So Hoff and Oliveras each with 3 fouls, both of them on the floor. Bryce Burry with 4 fouls. He's also out there on the floor for the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs lead it by 12. 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Cox picks up his dribble, but he's able to get it off to Hoff. Man-to-man defense by the Mustangs. To Marker at the elbow. Jumper, that one won't go. And now we got a foul called on one of the Mustangs. Jared Nelson is called for his first foul. And they're going to say he was in the act of shooting. And so Jacob Hoff heads to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Hoff with 9 points on the game. First one rattles home. He's now got 10. 5:43 left to go, fourth quarter, 40-29. And the second one also is good. And a timeout called by the Mustangs. Gives us an opportunity to thank the sponsors of today's action. Sides and Milburn Ford has an outstanding service department. They have 3 full-time Ford certified techs, and they also can get whatever kind of tire you're looking for. And in this winter driving season, that's kind of important. Stop in and see the service folks at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville today. And Grocery Mart in downtown Gordon is your full-service grocery store, and they've got that personal hometown atmosphere. That's at the Grocery Cart, downtown Gordon. And Fred A. Lockwood and Company, certified public accountants, is proud to sponsor the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. They're a local CPA firm providing Western Nebraska with individual, agricultural, and business tax accounting and planning services for over 50 years. They've got offices in Scottsbluff, Chadron, Mullen, and Gordon. Contact the Gordon office at 106 North Main Street, or you can call 282-1295. 10-point lead here for the Mustangs. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs with 5 team fouls, 8 for the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs with the basketball. Jared Nelson will set it up, and they'll go back to work against this 2-3 zone. Requires a lot of patience. Bayard very good at this 2-3 zone. They've done a good job of holding the Mustangs in check so far here this afternoon. Mustangs kind of play and catch out top. Now they'll flip it out to Dylan Schwarting in the corner. Nelson and back around to Ryan Schwarting. Gives a head fake, drives in. Beggin and around to Jared Nelson. Tries the three-pointer, in and out, and falls off, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds. It should be Mustang basketball. It is. 3 Bayard Tigers wrestling for that rebound. Somebody on the end line. And it's Mustang basketball with 5:07 to go in the fourth quarter. They'll send it back up top and go to work. Nelson curls off the three-pointer. Good! Jared Nelson starting to heat up here in this second half. That's his second 3 of the half. 43-30, biggest lead of the game now for the Mustangs. Under 5 to go. Cox crosses the timeline and sets it up. Oliveris tries to drive baseline, and he traveled. Well, 4:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs not out of the woods yet. They need a few more good possessions to try and put this one away. Ryan Schwarting drives in, thought better of it, and pulls it back out. Trace Beggin gets it over to Nelson, and he'll set it up. And now a man-to-man defense by the Bayard Tigers. Nelson drives into the lane, scoop shot up and under. That's no good. Rebound cleared by Marker. 4:09 to go. Quickly ahead, taken away by Ryan Schwarting. Nifty pass into Dylan Schwarting. And they're going to say a foul is called. Nifty save that time by Ryan Schwarting. A behind-the-back pass, found his brother Dylan, and draws the foul. And that will be the 4th foul on Jacob Hoff. It puts Dylan Schwarting at the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 today from the charity stripe. He's got 7 points. Drops the first one in, and that is good. 4:04 left to go, fourth quarter. 44-30 is the score. And finally Schwarting misses one. That one rolls off no good. Cox controls, and he'll work against Beggin as he brings it up the floor. Mustangs try to get the trap, and that should be an over and back call, and it is. And a timeout called by the Bayard Tigers. 3:53 left to go in this fourth quarter. Proudly celebrating over 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. You know who that is. That is the First National Bank in Gordon. Cold weather is upon us, folks, in case you haven't noticed. And if you've got something froze up that needs defrosted, head on down to the True Value in Gordon. Buck and his crew can get you taken care of, get you thawed out, and back in action with everything that you need. Stop in and see the good folks at True Value in downtown Gordon. And tax season is just around the corner. Accountant Carol Child is your one-stop resource for all your accounting and tax needs and a whole lot more. You can find her at 216 South Main Street in Gordon. And Essence in downtown Gordon has a great variety of unique items. They got a fantastic selection of wines and a whole lot more. Stop in and check out the elegant store at 117 North Main Street in Gordon. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left to go in regulation. Mustangs lead it 44-30. Mustangs will be in the double bonus the rest of the way as they work against man-to-man defense. Ryan Schwarting all the way in, count the basket, and a free throw to follow. And that'll be the 5th foul on Bryce Burry. No, check that. That's not against Burry. That's against Hoff, and that is the 5th foul against Jacob Hoff. Hoff fouls out of the game with 11 points. So now they're going through all the niceties at the scorer's table. Bayard's coach, I'm not sure, agrees with that number of fouls called. It certainly jives with my book up here. 3:44 left to go fourth quarter, 46-30. Ryan Schwarting at the line after the made basket with a chance for the three-point play. Schwarting lines it up and drops it in. 47-30, 3:44 to go. Mustangs maintain that full court man-to-man pressure. Trying to make sure they don't let Bayard back into this one. Acosta drives to the baseline, puts up the shot. That is short, tipped out of bounds by Conroy. It'll stay with the Bayard Tigers. Mustangs have done an outstanding job of shutting down Ethan Marker, and that's really been the difference in this second half. Marker with a whole slug of work inside in that first half. Just as I say that, he gets the attempt and the foul that time. He'll head to the free throw line, but he's been limited to 2 points and no free throws in this second half. Rhett Conroy picks up his second. Marker will have 2 free throws, his first of the half. He was 2 for 6 in the first half. This one is good. And now Combs and Bolender come in. Dylan Schwarting and Rhett Conroy head to the bench. 3:27 left to go in the fourth quarter, 47-31. Second one also is good. They'll get it ahead to Ryan Schwarting. Ryan drives in, clear, easy path to the basket. Count it, and another free throw coming for Mr. Schwarting. And that will go against Manuel Acosta. That is his second. And Ryan Schwarting with another opportunity from the free throw line. This will be his 8th trip to the charity stripe. And he is 5 for 8. 50-32. Mustangs in command late in the fourth quarter. Marker puts up the shot. And Acosta takes that rebound away from Ryan Schwarting, and then they throw it away. And a backcourt violation goes out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball with 3:04 left to play. So now substitution Joe Ferrero into the ball game. He'll take the place of Acosta. So Joe Ferrero comes in. He wears number 30 for the Bayard Tigers. First time we've seen him this afternoon. Under 3 to go. Bagan takes the pass into the lane. Tried to get it to Combs. Somehow Bolender comes out of there with it. They'll swing it around again. This is Bagan in the corner. Dribbles it out. Now they go cutting down the lane is Schwarting. Now outside three-pointer by Nelson. That one is short and rebounded there by Cox. But taken away by Ryan Schwarting, and he can't get the handle on it. The ball stuck to the floor. Couldn't get a grip on it, and he turns it right back over. Ryan had the steal. And with 2:35 to go, Bayard back in business on offense. On the wing, now down in the corner for Burry. Cox to Ferrero between the circles, back to Cox, tees it up for 3 from the wing, and nothing but the bottom of the net that time for Chandler Cox. Finally gets on the board with the three-pointer. 2:11 left to go in the fourth quarter. 50-35 is the score. Nelson inside, easy layup that time for Sean Combs. He's got 4 points. 2 minutes left in the game. 52-35. Well, the Bayard Tigers gave the Mustangs everything they could handle for 2 quarters as a double dribble called on Cox. But the Mustangs have been able to make some halftime adjustments and outlast the Bayard Tigers in this second half. And now the Mustangs will get ready to clear the bench and call off the Dogs with 1:35 left to go in the half. Nelson traveled with it, one too many steps. He had a look down low for Sean Combs. As it is, it'll give us a chance to get Hideki Sato, Carson Hinn, and Dylan Schwarting back into the game. Nelson Bagan, and who's the third one? Somebody already headed to the bench that I didn't see. Oh, and Ryan Schwarting was the other one that headed the bench there. So 1:33 left to go as Jacob Grover also serving as spotter. He's a man of many talents. Also, the Bayard Tigers getting some reserves into the game now as we've got Lucas Jones into the game. Tanner Rafferty also in there. Dylan Schwarting with the steal. No advantage. He'll pull it back with 1:20 to go. Carson Hinn will set it up for the Mustangs. Across to Sato, that pass taken away and laid up and no good that time. Cleared by Sean Combs, but then he throws it away. Carson Hinn took an elbow to the top of the head. He's going to have a knot there tomorrow morning. But he is good to go with 1:06 left to go in the fourth quarter. It'll be Bayard Tiger basketball. So this is Tyler Baird inbounding the basketball now. As now we've got to relearn a whole new set of Bayard Tigers on the floor. Under a minute to go. And that one's going to be lost out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball with 48 seconds left in regulation. Mustangs will get out of here with the win this afternoon and get ready for Friday's matchup against the Hay Springs Hawks. And don't forget, Tuesday night, we'll have girls varsity action as the Mustangs head to Alliance, as there's a foul committed by Lucas Jones. That is his first, and it will put Sean Combs at the free throw line, and he'll have 2 shots. Sean Combs with 4 points. He has yet to shoot a free throw today. First one is good. 31.4 seconds left to go in this one. Second one off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Quickly up the floor they come. They got a 3-on-2, and now they'll pull it back. 25 seconds to go into the corner. Driving in, shot up, and good by number 35. That's Justin Whitebear, who's come into the game late in this fourth quarter. So now Brady Bolender works with it. He'll work it up between the circles. Kick it across to Sato. Sato, of course, the foreign exchange student from Japan. Glad to have him on board here for the Mustangs. And the clock will run out. Final score here from Bayard. It's the Mustangs 53 and the Bayard Tigers 37. We will step aside for just a moment. We'll do a little bit of mathematical calculations and be back with some final unofficial scoring totals after a word from Modern Farm Equipment.
The way we see it, if you're going to call something smart, it better help you get real work done. Help you grow food, feed, and energy independence. Help you get the most with the latest precision farming technology while doing the job right and on time. From combines to tractors to hay tools, visit your New Holland dealer today to see equipment built New Holland smart.
Visit your authorized dealer today.
New Holland.
Final score here from Bayard, the Mustangs 53 and the Bayard Tigers 37. For the Mustangs, unofficial scoring-wise, it was Jared Nelson and Ryan Schwarting each finishing strong in the second half. They both finished with 14 points. Trace Bagan finished with 10, Dylan Schwarting with 8. Rhett Conroy had 2, and Sean Combs finished with 5 points. For the Bayard Tigers, we'll have to kind of add these on the fly as we go. Bryce Burry finished with 2, Chandler Cox with 3, Dawson Crehaw had 2, Jacob Hoff finished with 11, Peyton Oliveras with 2. Ethan Marker, 10 first half points, limited to 4 in the second half for a total of 14. And Justin Whitebear finished with 2 to round out the scoring for the Bayard Tigers. Final score again, Gordon-Rushville 53, Bayard Tigers 37. Be sure to join us Tuesday evening for our next broadcast. Mustang girls on the road at Alliance. They fell to the Alliance Bulldogs in the Alliance Holiday Tournament. They'd love to go back down there and make amends and exact a certain amount of revenge. We'll see if they can pull that off. That's Tuesday evening. Be sure to join us. Check the grmustangs.org calendar for the exact game time. And then, of course, on Friday, Gordon-Rushville will host the Hay Springs Hawks in both girls and boys varsity action. And then next Saturday, a week from today, on the road we go to Kimball, all the way down to I-80, the long road trip. We'll be there to bring you all the action. The Mustangs on the road to take on the Kimball Longhorns. Thanks again for joining us here this afternoon. For cameraman Jesse Moss and broadcast engineer Jacob Grover, I am Clint Anderson, and we will see you on Tuesday on Sheridan County Journal Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015.